Welcome to Module 2, Understanding Your Baby's Cues. In this module, we will discuss how babies communicate through their behaviors. Although they can't use words, babies constantly tell us how they are feeling, what they need, and how they are responding to their environment. Learning to recognize your baby's cues can help you feel more confident in caring for them and strengthen your connection with your baby. By the end of this module, you will understand how to observe your baby's behaviors and use those observations to guide caregiving and interaction. You will be able to recognize infant communication cues, identify approach cues and stress cues, understand self-regulation behaviors, adjust interactions based on your baby's responses. Every baby communicates through behavior. The hospital environment contains many sights, sounds, procedures, and caregiving activities. Premature and medically fragile infants are still developing the ability to manage these experiences. When babies are comfortable and organized, they may show signs that they are ready to interact with their environment. These are often referred to as approach cues. When babies become overwhelmed, tired, uncomfortable, or stressed, they may show behaviors that indicate they need support or a break from stimulation. These are often referred to as stress cues. Because of this, learning to read your baby's cues helps you understand what they are telling you and allows you to respond in ways that support their development. Healthcare professionals often use a developmental framework called synactive theory of development to understand infant behavior. This theory describes how several behavioral systems work together. Do not feel the need to memorize these systems. However, knowing the why behind your baby's organization and behavior can be helpful. The autonomic system includes breathing, heart rate, and digestion. The motor system includes posture, muscle tone, and movement. The state system refers to levels of sleep and alertness. The attention and interaction system includes the ability to focus on people or objects. The self-regulation system involves the infant's ability to calm and organize themselves. When these systems work together smoothly, babies are generally better able to participate in caregiving and interaction. When one or more systems become stressed, babies may show behaviors that tell us they need support. Fortunately, you do not need to memorize these systems. Instead, focus on observing your baby's behavior and learning what their cues are communicating. Babies respond not only to caregiving activities, but also to their environment. Keep in mind the 5 senses of your baby and how they are still developing and learning to process input. Bright lights, loud sounds, strong smells, and frequent handling can sometimes contribute to stress. If your baby begins showing stress cues, consider whether changes in the environment may be contributing. Reducing stimulation when possible can help support regulation and comfort. One of the most important skills you will develop in the NICU is learning to recognize your baby's cues. Approach cues are signs that your baby is comfortable, organized, and ready for interaction. These behaviors suggest that your baby may be able to tolerate caregiving, touch, or social interaction. Some common approach cues include bringing hands toward midline and the mouth, holding a relaxed, flexed posture, smooth and controlled movements, sucking on a pacifier or fingers, opening the eyes and looking toward a caregiver, showing a calm facial expression. When you notice these cues, your baby may be telling you, "I am comfortable," or "I am ready to engage." This may be a good time for activities such as talking softly, reading, skin-to-skin care, feeding participation, or gentle interaction. Just as babies tell us when they are ready for interaction, they also tell us when they are becoming overwhelmed. Stress cues are signs that your baby may need less stimulation, more support, or time to recover. Stress cues do not mean something is majorly wrong. They simply provide information about how your baby is responding to their environment. Common stress cues include finger splaying, also known as the stop sign, arching the back, repeated hiccuping, sneezing, and yawning, looking away from people or noise, facial grimacing or a furrowed brow, frantic or jerky movements, changes in breathing patterns, changes in skin color, such as becoming pale or red, crying or becoming difficult to console. When babies show stress cues, they are communicating that they may need help regulating their bodies and behaviors. Babies also show us how they try to calm and organize themselves through self-regulation behaviors. Self-regulation behaviors may include bringing hands to the mouth, sucking on fingers or a pacifier, extending arms and legs to seek boundaries, holding hands together at midline, maintaining a flexed posture. When you notice these behaviors, your baby is working to manage their own sensory and emotional experiences. As caregivers, we can support these efforts by providing containment, reducing stimulation, and allowing time for recovery when needed. Reading cues is only the first step. The next step is responding to what your baby is telling you. If your baby is showing approach cues, you may continue interacting while carefully monitoring their responses. If your baby begins to show stress cues, consider slowing down, reducing stimulation, or providing support. Sometimes a baby simply needs a short break before continuing an activity. Remember that every baby is different. Some babies may tolerate longer periods of interaction, while others may need frequent rest breaks. The goal is not to push through stress cues. Instead, we want to follow the baby's lead and support their individual needs. As you spend time with your baby, you will begin to notice patterns in their behavior. You may learn when they are most alert, what helps them calm, and how they communicate discomfort or readiness. These observations are valuable. Over time, you will become more confident in recognizing your baby's unique ways of communicating. The more opportunities you have to observe and participate in care, the more familiar these cues will become. You have made it to the end of this module on infant cues. The big takeaway is that understanding your baby's cues is one of the most important skills you can develop during your NICU journey. By observing, recognizing, and responding to your baby's behaviors, you can help create positive caregiving experiences that support development, regulation, and bonding. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about infant cues. Your presence, participation, and partnership are valuable parts of your baby's care journey. Please speak with your baby's occupational therapist for individualized guidance and recommendations on activity participation. Remember, your healthcare team is here to guide and support you every step of the way.